Welcome. This is the Between Brothers podcast where we give you real talk, authentic takes, and laughs on sports, pop culture, and life. I'm your host, Duke Debonair, and there's Lando in the building, along with my big brother, Zero, the Chancellor of Charisma, who's today turned a big 4-0. Zero, how you feeling? Have you obtained any additional wisdom since this morning? Have you obtained any additional charisma since this morning? Have you increased your charismaticness?
Um, wisdom. No, people are. It's like there's people out here. Yeah, no additional wisdom. It's like they ain't much people out here to learn from. Um, charisma. I was capped out a long time ago. My cup overfloweth. So, so what's yeah. I'm feeling all right. Yeah, it's not like, the moment I turned 40, it was like all of a sudden it's like it's that energy just went down. Nah, but I'm feeling good. Um Try to go and get some Yu-Gi-Oh cards today.
Tried.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean tried?
Like I was dumb enough not to go to an actual card shop.
Where'd
I
you
went
go?
I went to freaking Target.
Target got cards, huh?
No, Target, what I was looking for, Target didn't have.
So why don't you just go to a card shop?
No, I wasn't
They
thinking.
still open. I
Yeah,
don't know what time you went, but like,
no,
you
I didn't.
know,
No, but I went because I went because I know the last time I got cards. Um, yeah, because the Target I went to, they had a plethora of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but I got a couple of packs. But then when I went over there today, it's like they're more so selling like small collectible toys and basically pushed all the cards to the side, but they're selling more. They didn't even have Pokemon cards. I would have
nah, they
settled for
don't.
I would have settled for Pokemon cards. I was like, they
Nah,
didn't have any.
they don't. The only one out here that sells them actually keeps them in the stores. The one on First Colonial. All the
Yeah,
other ones don't sell them.
yeah, I didn't drive. I didn't. I went as far as I just went to the one by Janif. Yeah, I went there. They had a few Yu-Gi-Oh boxes, but none of the cards in those sets were any good anyway. And what the other packs I was looking for, they didn't have them anymore. So, and I was trying to get some records. I normally go to I went to the normal place that I usually go to, AFK off of Pleasure House. Yeah, off of Pleasure House and Shore Drive. Yeah, it I was looking, I was like, they got used records and trying to sell them for like $40. It's like, yeah, I'm good on that.
I mean, yeah, collector's items travel, so I get it.
It's like, I ain't trying to collect no dilapidated box or dilapidated record sleeve. But it was and I was and I instead yeah, and I was like I wanted to go see because the only good movie that was out is Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah, I heard it was the best one so far.
I wasn't able to see it.
Why not?
Every
Sold
place,
out.
yeah, sold out for all times.
Where'd you try to go?
Cinema Cafe.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah,
Yeah, I normally go to Cinema Cafe anyway because I like because
I can't do Cinema Cafe personally. Nothing
mm,
wrong with Cinema Cafe. For those who maybe listen to podcasts that don't live in, I don't know if Cinema Cafe is outside Virginia. I've only seen it in Virginia, but it's a movie theater that they serve you like real food there. And but me personally, I'm like, I spent a lot of money on chicken tenders. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like there was one spot called Cine Bistro in Hampton. They sold
mm,
like Alfredo and like real, like restaurant food. They closed down. I think COVID closed them down.
mm,
But yeah, I would literally drive to Hampton if I wanted to do that. And then there used to be one down at the beach bistro.
yeah.
The building's still there, but it's closed down. But yeah, it's just like I went there. I took the girls to see Lilo and Stitch, the live action boy,
Hmm.
and that I think I spent 140.
Oh hell.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, the tickets weren't cheap enough to make up for with the food, and then the food is like very generic stuff. It's finger food, pretty much. It's just like I get it, but I don't like.
Yeah, I normally get like
Yeah,
yeah, I normally go there because like last time I went to the movies, we took Jigglypuff to go see what was that? The Beaver movie. I can't remember.
Hoppers. That was funny.
Hoppers.
I
Yes,
saw it on Disney Plus. That was funny. That was good.
we went to go see Hoppers and it was like we were about to miss all the damn previews because it took so long to sit there and watch and sit there in line to go get stuff for the kids. So it was like Cinema Cafe. We could just go right into the theater. Somebody comes to me and
Yeah,
asks me what
yeah.
I want.
Nah, yeah, that's convenient. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so but they were sold out for all show, not only just all show times, every single last um Cinema Cafe was sold out of all their seats. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. But it is what it is at this point.
I mean, the movie's gonna be there for a while. It's not
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No, it is, but I completely forgot that it came out Friday. So it was like I
I,
shouldn't be surprised.
as big of a Spider-Man fan as I've been, I forgot about it too. I feel like they didn't push it enough, or maybe I just don't watch enough TV anymore. I don't know.
No, I've seen ads from time to time on YouTube, but mm,
I don't watch YouTube anymore. To be honest, it's kind of strange. Like we do this podcast, and I still like learn stuff, or I still know stuff. But I feel like I don't be on nothing. I'm like, I really don't be on Facebook. The only social media I really use is Facebook now. Like Instagram, I hardly use anymore. Like I'm kind of like in and out of it. Uh,
I went on TikTok for the first time in months.
yeah, I would only go on TikTok to post, which we about to get back on it. I'll talk about that in the episode. But
Mm,
I've only been on TikTok to post. I've literally never done like anything on TikTok, like no scrolling at all. Like I'll
mm,
go, no, actually I'm online. I'll go on there if I'm posting and then like I'll scroll through my friend stuff and like I'll get to like 15, 20 videos and like them all because they're all my friend stuff. If you ain't in that threshold, you cook. I'll see you next month. But yeah, yeah, Facebook's the only thing I really go on nowadays.
yeah,
But
what's it
yeah.
called? Spy hit me up. We talked for a little bit, but but yeah, we talked for a little bit. It's like yeah, he said it was the first time we spoke since he don't even remember. He said April. I was like, was it April? I was like, look, it don't even matter. But yeah, that was my day in that was my day in a nutshell. Like I said, I wanted to buy a record. I couldn't buy one. I wanted to. Yeah, I went to Target to look for records too. It was like it's fucking K-pop and music that came out 15 years ago because they're Target exclusives. They have them on the shelf. It's like ain't nobody looking for Shania Twain, dog.
What?
Yeah, it's like they had more.
You know you be bumping that
You
uh
about to name a song that I don't know, but I'm the one bumping
dang, look, you know what's bad? What's bad is I can't even think of one. I'm trying to shoot. And just look at us. Uh, you're still the one I run to. Yeah, you know that's a bop, yo. You know you was thumping that thing,
it.
man. You're
It was like,
still the one I want for life.
yo, student.
See, y'all don't listen to Zero,
I didn't
man.
even. I
He owned the Obi Trice album. If his music, he's heard it. You know what I'm saying? He's owned the R20 album. Don't let the man fool you, man. He's a music head through and through.
yeah, our sister. I wanted to get Neo's new album. That's what I was really looking for. She said, "Why don't you just stream it?" I was like, it's just something about owning the physical copy, especially with this PlayStation shit going on where folks it's
Yeah,
like I'd much rather
yeah,
have a physical copy than go to stream anything and then all of a sudden it's taken off of the streaming services and I can't listen to the shit anymore. It's like it's much better
yeah.
for me to
That's
have the
scary.
physical copy.
That's scary. PlayStation.
Yeah. But that
PlayStation
was
pulling some Apple stuff.
but besides that and working and that was basically my week and my day.
That's what's up. So we gonna get straight to it. My week was okay. This zero's birthday, so I ain't gonna waste too much time with talking about a bunch of nothing. So
It's like, my week was okay. It's like,
yeah, like it was fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm still debonair as ever. The Cocoa Puff is still so Cocoa, so puffy, so puffy, so Cocoa.
mm,
Everybody, the Duchess is still Duchess. You know what I'm saying? It's just
what?
yeah, yeah. So it's just you know what I'm
You just
saying?
verbalize.
Yo. Nobody knew debonairness was a word until I said it. That's a crazy thing. A lot of people I knew didn't know debonair was a word. Then when I was saying debonairness, people was like, "That's not a word. Look it up." I know all denominations of debonair,
Oh Jesus.
but but yeah. So let's get straight to it. The big news. We actually recorded a podcast last week. For some reason, like um my iPad died like way faster than it normally does. So because there was so much stuff. At first we were just gonna put that out, but there was so much stuff that we wanted to talk about that we realized didn't get recorded. It was like we didn't want to put, or I should say we, I didn't want to put that out. And zero agreed to it because I was like, dang, there's a lot of stuff we missed. But I'm kind of annoyed now because all the talking points I had, which was before everybody else, is going to sound like I'm taking their talking points when it comes to
Mm.
LeBron and the 76ers move. Um, so the first thing, everybody's pretty much penciling them in to not only win the East, but even winning the finals. And they're comparing it similarly to Kevin Durant joining the Warriors. Kevin Durant was in his prime. LeBron is in his 40s. Joel Embiid is injury prone. Uh,
Contavious Caldwell Pope is on the team now.
oh, so that's automatic. That's an automatic no championship. No, I was playing. I was playing. I think there was some sort of curse they associated with him though.
Oh man,
Um,
hilarious.
but you know what I'm saying? Jalen Brown. My biggest thing was because everybody's like, oh, like we got to stop looking at names and start looking
Mm,
at games. Like, for example, being a Knicks fan back when I was a diehard Knicks fan. Well, I'm back to being a diehard Knicks fan now. But when back, but back before the last time I was a diehard Knicks fan, um, was when Carmelo went there and everybody was so hyped up about Amari Stoudemire and them working together. I'm like, their games don't work together, and it proved that they didn't. Um, so you know, with that being said, I'm like, okay, you got four guys who need the ball in their hands, and they're like, oh, well, LeBron's going to play point guard, but outside of Tatum, not Tatum, Jalen Brown, which Jalen Brown is a guy who likes to dribble. They're not really set up for off ball play. Tyrese Maxey is not an off ball player. Joel, like I said, Joel Embiid needs the ball in his hands. Jalen Brown needs the ball in his hands. Edgecombe doesn't really. He's probably the best off ball player on the team, and of course, LeBron isn't an off ball player. So it's just like, so you're going to take the ball out of Maxey's hands, who I think was averaging close to 30 last season. So
yeah.
LeBron could, like, that just doesn't even make sense. So there's never been a team, like, I think somebody said, or there was some post I saw where Kevin Durant was saying, like, the 76ers are stacked because the last time a team had three 20-point scorers, they thought it was unfair with him, Steph, and Clay. But the thing is, none of y'all are ball dominant players. All of y'all are off ball players. And so that's why Draymond Green fit well with the team as well. So it's just like it's not comparable. I doubt Kevin Durant said that though, just because Kevin Durant um, knows basketball as much as I hate him. He's not an idiot.
Mm.
So that's like the biggest thing for me. Do I think they can win the East? No. Um, do I think that they might win the East? I think it's a long shot. Um, uh, so that's my thing. This isn't 34-year-old LeBron. This isn't 30-year-old LeBron. If this is 30-year-old LeBron, I think I'd feel much differently about it.
Mm.
But Joel Embiid is not. None of those guys are staying in the corner catch and shoot guys.
High usage guys.
You see, I think all but Edgecombe all had 30+% usage rates, which is generally league leading usage rates. So it's just like how are we gonna work that out? LeBron is an intelligent player, but as far as like LeBron being an intelligent player, like this is the same LeBron that couldn't turn he couldn't he couldn't keep he couldn't keep Chris Bosh. He couldn't keep Kevin Love. Like he couldn't keep them being they had to change their games for him. He didn't change his game for them. I haven't seen LeBron change his game for anybody. So I don't know why he would start that now. But those are my
Yeah.
initial thoughts on it. Um, what do you think about the deal?
Um, honestly, when it comes down to it, like you said, the usage rates on these players are pretty damn high. That's them. Like who is going or is who is going to or who is willing to sacrifice? Because like you said, LeBron hasn't changed his game up for anybody. I was looking at Tyrese Maxey's numbers, and from the time he entered the league his points per game improved every single year. He went from 8 points to 17 and a half to 20.3 to 25.9 to 26.3 to 28.3 last year. It was like it was like, do you stop his it's like, do you stop his trajectory? Like Edgecombe is that Edgecombe's a really good player. What's his name? Jalen Brown. Like you have so many good players, and Embiid when he's healthy is a force to be reckoned with. He needs to stop throwing himself on the goddamn ground, but that's neither here nor there. Like that dude get bumped, and all of a sudden he looked like he just got Irish whipped into the turnbuckle. but but them winning the East is like I think. Well, yeah, I still think it's the Knicks. Yeah, yeah, I think the Knicks are the guys until they get knocked off. Um, yeah, I think I think they'll be the second or third best team in the East. Hopefully, injury and LeBron as well. Last few years, he's been dealing with injuries. He's missed a good amount of games too. So we
Yeah,
got to, so we got to think about we got. It's like because everyone keeps on pointing at Embiid, Embiid, Embiid. It's not like LeBron's been playing 82 games the last 3 or 4 years either.
yeah,
So let's not just sit here and just keep pointing the finger at Embiid. It's like Embiid is like LeBron has been just as injury prone as Embiid at this point now. So so let's not go down that road and just be like, is Embiid gonna stay healthy? Is LeBron gonna stay healthy? We gotta
yeah.
put and when you look at the players too, I don't. Somebody said it. There's no rim protection.
There's no defense.
It's like,
The only guy who guards like Edgecombe could be a good defensive player. He's just young, so like generally speaking, most people don't come. Most good players on the offensive end, even if they have the tools to defend, they don't necessarily become great defenders till they're about 3 4 years into the league. So
hmm,
I'm not tripping off of him not being a very good defender. But Maxey isn't a good defender, and Embiid can't guard no more, and LeBron don't guard no more. Like a lot of people try to act like LeBron's this crazy defensive player, which we get to that later. Anthony Davis called him out for not guarding when he got to the Lakers. He was like, "Yeah, I'm here, but like this whole like you being a turnstile ain't like that ain't how we about to do things." Like a lot of people forget that, and it's just like LeBron definitely doing that in his 40s now.
mm,
He don't care what anybody got to say. He done the work. He in his 40s. So so yeah, like that's the other thing. It's just like who's guarding on the team
yeah,
outside of Jalen Brown? Who's guarding?
yeah,
Is Jalen Brown going to be happy being the player who has to play off LeBron because because like Dwayne Wade was okay with doing that for LeBron,
hmm,
like taking the back seat. He finally got his own team. He did very well statistically. So then it's like, okay, well, how's that going to change? You know, where he's back being the guy who has to do a lot of sharing, a lot more sharing and things of that nature. Like, you know, I've seen Jalen Brown shoot his team out of games. Jalen Brown is one of the reasons why the Cavs went to the finals one of them years because him and Terry Rozier decided to stop giving the ball to Jason Tatum, who was hot. Like I've seen Jalen Brown pull a Russell Westbrook. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of there's been a couple of criticisms about him. Um, which have been the him stacking teams in his favor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course. Of course he's stacking the team so he can try to compete for another championship. Because at this, he's not taking $4 million a year to not win a title. You know, because if you're not going to win a title, there's no reason. If you're not going to give your chance to win a title, there's no reason to take less money. Now, granted, nobody was going to pay him $50-something million a year.
Mm.
But 30s, 40s, quite possible. And the legacy thing. So LeBron got 2 years on the deal. If the Sixers win back-to-back rings, he won't be the best player on the team. He most likely won't be Finals MVP on either of those teams. So does it change his legacy to where it be like, oh, well, like now he's tied Jordan for the amount of rings? And this is where the disingenuous sports takes start, where it's like, okay, one, he's saying that he's not chasing ghosts, or at least his agent is, Rich Paul. But at the same time, you know, it's like, well, if he ties Jordan, what are the Jordan people going to say? And it's like, when it comes to LeBron's legacy,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why people try to act like certain things matter. What do I mean by that? You thought LeBron James was the greatest player ever before he got the fourth championship. So why, as a LeBron fan, you're trying to make the argument, or you're trying to use if he gets 6 rings as a part of your argument? That shouldn't. How many championships he wins shouldn't change how you feel about him. The same thing when it comes to the like the narrative of, oh, LeBron has scored the most points, so that means he's a better scorer than Michael Jordan. And it's like, one, you either never thought he was a better scorer than Michael Jordan until he passed Jordan, or it shouldn't have taken him to pass Kareem for you to think that he was a better scorer than Jordan if you thought he was that great of a scorer. He's a great scorer. He's one of the best to ever do it. But when you talk about pure scorers or dudes who are bucket getters, he's really not mentioned. And that should tell you something. So I don't think that if he wins another 2 championships, it changes his legacy, because then it turns into, you still have the argument that Jordan went 6 for 6 and he went 6 for 12 and he needed to be the guy riding on coattails for the last 2, which we've never given credit to those people. People say Hakeem won 2 championships. Nobody talks about Clyde Drexler winning the one. Even though Clyde Drexler was actually a really important part to them winning that second championship. Clyde Drexler would be more of an important part than LeBron James would be. You know what I'm saying? Like, people put an asterisk next to Kevin Durant's 2 championships, especially when the Warriors won in 2020 or 2022, I think it was. Yeah, 2022, because the 2020 was the bubble year. So it's just like, nobody cares about coattail riders. That's why nobody talks about Robert Horry or John Havlicek or like a bunch of guys who won a bunch of titles. And John Havlicek was actually an all-star and led his team to a couple championships. And nobody talks about him. So, you know, it's just, I don't think it does anything for his legacy. And the last point I want to make is the outlook for the East. I see the 76ers being a solid 3 or 4 seed at best, but I would lean them towards being maybe a 4 or 5 seed. Because it's going to take some time for them to gel and mesh and all kinds of things. And people and a lot of people got to change their style of play.
Yeah, for me, when it comes to his legacy, I don't. I think his legacy is exactly where it's at. Where it's at. I don't think, for me anyway, I don't think that it changes anything because if folks think that his legacy improves because because he wins 2 more championships, if they win championships in his 2 years there anyway, if he if he wins these two and he's clearly not going to be the number one option. Like he's gonna be at best the third, maybe even the fourth option on this team, barring is like depending on injuries. Like because since we got to think about that in this particular juncture, I don't see I don't see how this improves his legacy because he added 2 more rings when he wasn't the leader of the
Can you
team.
hear me?
Yeah, like when he was the leader of the team. No, he's not going to be the leader of the team. We all was like I think we've established this. It feels like it's going to be disingenuous if folks if folks believe that this enhances his legacy. Like for me it's like, it's a major reach. There's no yeah, it's going to be a major reach if folks really believe that. But I mean, folks are steadfast in what it is that they believe when it comes to the GOAT debate anyway. So so it's like it's a waste of time trying to argue a point with folks that are gonna stay in the same mindset of this is who they believe the GOAT is. So it's like I ain't gonna waste my time with that shit.
The GOAT debate and all that stuff. Um, like I said, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, like you're trying to add things to your case, yet like none of these things ever mattered in the GOAT debate. Like they never even mattered for y'all. Like y'all didn't say, oh, like I said, it wasn't LeBron pass up Jordan, so he's a better scorer. He was the had the most points of all time for y'all to say that he's a better scorer. And then nobody's ever said the best score. Again, the NBA has never cared about totals. They literally give awards out for averages. So I don't know how you're going to sit there and say a guy who averages about 6 points per game, 5 points per game lower than the guy that you're trying to say he's a better scorer than makes him the better scorer. It's like, oh, he shoots better from the field. He shoots 1 percentage point better, like, or maybe two. Like, it's not. And again, that's never been determined on who's been the best scorers because Kobe's considered one of the best scorers by everybody who's played against him or seen him play. He never necessarily had a extremely high field goal percentage. Same thing with Allen Iverson. So it's just like, again, y'all just make things up, except for keeping the main thing the main thing. So, like that being said, long story short, the the debate, the legacy play, it doesn't change anything. The 76ers, I don't think that they should be considered championship favorites. And because again, if they weren't championship favorites before LeBron, LeBron doesn't move the needle that much. We've seen that with LA. And you know, Luca as an individual player is a better player than every individual player on the 76ers, maybe outside of Embiid when he's healthy, but when does that happen? Last time Embiid was healthy, he won the MVP. But we haven't seen him healthy since. And he really wasn't even that healthy because they made the 65 game rule so they wouldn't give him MVP anymore. So that's that. But speaking of legacy and everything like that, Bleacher Report dropped a list, pretty much going over or dropped several lists. Um, they had the best trash talkers, best shooters. I think it was 99 everything. The best shooters, best defenders, GOATs of each decade. And am I missing any? Dunkers. Did I say dunkers already? I don't
Dunkers.
know.
So it was the
So let's start with the dunkers.
all right. Yeah, the I think the only one so Trash Talkers was top 50. That was I think that's the only one where it wasn't 99. I
How do I
think
sound? Do I sound echoey or
no.
I sound normal?
Yeah.
It this my headphones are like I'm because it's in the iPhone,
Hmm.
it's like I'm hearing an echo. And so
Got you. Yeah, I don't hear that on my end.
okay, cool.
So you said Dunkers, and
Yeah,
you
let's
said
start with dunkers.
we're doing five, right?
Yeah, yeah. So for time's sake, we're gonna like limit this to five for each one. And then we'll talk about some other talking points or whatever with each list. But
All right.
for now, we're just focusing on the top five.
So Dunkers, Blake Griffin came in at five.
Mm,
Um, Dominique came in at four.
mm-hmm,
Julius Irving was three.
mm-hmm,
Jordan was two,
mm-hmm.
and Vince was number one.
Mm. All right. So my question is, does dunk contest factor into this?
Yes.
Did they
Dunk-
mention? Okay,
yes.
because in game, if it was just in game dunkers, I would actually be surprised that Dr. J would be ranked so high and LeBron James wouldn't be in the top five.
Yeah.
Where did LeBron rank?
LeBron ranked seventh.
Where did Stroh Miles Swift
So what's the next list?
Stroh wasn't in there?
Not I didn't go through the whole thing. It was
Oh,
freaking
okay.
not what's it called?
I thought you went through. I know
No,
you said you wrote down the top 10, but I thought you went through the whole thing.
no, I was what's it called? An hour going through
No,
all
you're good. You're
yeah.
good. You're good. You're
Like
good.
the furthest I went was 16. Well, no, I was gonna write the rest, but Skywalker, David Thompson was 16 on the list. There were Shaq was 11.
I mean that's volume.
Yeah, because
That has to do with that. I mean, he dunked almost everything. So, but
the only person
when I think about greatest dunkers, I don't think of him though.
I think two players actually was Drexler ever in a dunk contest?
I'm not 100% sure. I think he was.
Because if anything, if he was the only person in the top 10, actually no, I don't even know if Sean Kemp was in a dunk contest. He was six. Um,
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say they had to have been because dunkers used to take pride for that.
because
Um,
LeBron would be the only person in the top 10 that wouldn't
yeah,
have been
he's a great
participated.
in-game dunker though, so that's
Yeah,
why I asked that.
that makes sense. But yeah, Blake, Dominique, Julius, Jordan, and Carter round out the top five. Kobe was 13.
Yeah,
Daryl Dawkins was 12.
Sean Kemp was a runner-up in two. He participated in four,
Okay.
and Yeah, it's sad because they didn't win, so you don't like you only remember the winners, right?
Yeah,
Um,
two is not a winner, three nobody remembers.
and uh, so Clyde also participated in four.
Okay, okay. So out of the top 10, LeBron's the only one who didn't participate in the dunk contest. But like you said, in-game dunks play a factor in this.
Yeah, but I don't think you should be in the top 10 if you never did the dunk contest.
Yeah, that is true.
Just personally speaking, like LeBron is a great in-game dunker and he's had
Mm.
some big dunks, but you know, Vince Carter's had way better in-game dunks. I would argue Giannis has probably had better in-game. I might just be thinking more about more recent LeBron than like young LeBron because he's been in the league for 35 years, it feels like. Um, well, he's going to his 24th season. So maybe I'm just not remembering some of those things, but like LeBron jumped over somebody. The somebody was 5'11". Giannis jumped over a guy who was 6'7", and he's like, I didn't even know he was there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, so like those are like, of course, Vince Carter. This was in the Olympics, but he jumped over a 7-footer, like over a 7-footer.
Over.
So
I don't even think he was
um,
ducked.
yeah, I don't think he had time to. I think you know what I'm saying. Vince Carter. By the time he knew what was going on, he had sacks on his forehead.
I don't even think Vince even realized that he jumped over him until
Yeah, I think
KG
he.
said something.
Yeah, I think he mentioned that he didn't really realize he had jumped over the dude until they told him about it. Reminds me of my old buddy crossover.
Oh, buddy.
Hmm.
You're
But
not gonna even make fun of me anymore.
quick side note. Quick side note. We were playing like a pickup basketball game. Some wasn't even I don't even know. It was like a park, but it wasn't. It had like a
No,
little hoop and
parking lot.
but the hoop was in the parking lot, but it was a park.
Yo, it's
Like it
like
was like there was like
there
a
was a
field
field over there
and like soccer nets and stuff like that. So it was a park, but
that we played.
so it was but the hoop was in the parking lot,
The
and we
hoop
was
was in a
playing
freaking
against a bunch of
cul-de-sac.
yeah, we was playing against some dudes. I don't even remember most of who they were,
Nobody
but
does.
there was an Indian guy guarding me, and though when I played basketball, when I played a lot of basketball, I actually had really good handles, but I wasn't really a flashy guy. Like I wouldn't. I'm trying to get to a spot. I'm not the guy who's gonna um, try to cross you up. If it's there, it's there. But I've never been that kind of player. So I don't know how I got the ball, but I did pound dribble crossed over, and the guy went from being in front of me to like he wasn't there anymore. So I don't know what happened to him, but then I ended up making a shot. Everybody was celebrating this and the other. And so, I'm just like, yeah, like, because I hit a shot. But then the next play, he tries to steal the ball from me and he says, you guys aren't gonna make fun of me. Or he said, you ain't gonna you're not gonna make people laugh at me anymore. And so I'm like, I don't know what happened. Like I'm just sitting there like, okay, I made a shot. Like, why are you so offended by this? And then after the game, everybody, we talking about our best plays and everything like that. And then Zero is like, yeah, when Lando made the dude's ankle support fall out of his shoes, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, when did that happen? And everybody's looking at me like, what do you mean when did that happen? Like, did you not know that dude dropped? And I'm like, nah, did he was in front of me and then he was gone. I don't know, like, what happened to him. I was like, and the sad thing is, it's you know, have I made people fall off of dribble moves or whatever? Yes, but it's the only one that I never saw. Like usually I'm like, excited about it, whatever. It's like the one that I never saw. There was nobody recording back then. Camera phones weren't like that back then. So I'm like, man, like everybody saw probably the easiest crossover I ever made. And this guy was like Indian guy because when I did the crossover, the only thing that happened that I know is he said, "Oh, buddy." That's and so no, that ankles was gone. I didn't know niggas scream buddy when the ankles give out.
Yo, the one thing that pissed me off about that game because we had to end the game early was his teammate cut the palm of his hand and everybody stopped playing. It's like, nah, it's like game is over, yo. He said, man, it's just a little blood. It's not like I got AIDS or something. You don't have to have AIDS for me to not want a blood on my fucking basketball. That
Yeah,
like get the fuck out of here, yo. So now we got to stop every play for to get the ball wiped off. Like, go somewhere.
yeah, that's disgusting.
It's like, yo, it's like, yo, there's a Harris Teeter right down the street. Run over there and get some, say, get some cotton balls, some band-aids, and what's it called, an ace bandage, and wrap your fucking hand up, and then you can come back and play. But if not, game over. It's not like I got AIDS or anything. We don't want to keep wiping the goddamn ball off.
But now I think you got AIDS. I wasn't even thinking about that. I just didn't want a sticky ball with your blood.
Because it's like every time you touch the ball, you're gonna have to wipe it off, and you're gonna want to drip. Like the only way that we could have continued that game is if some either you substituted or you setting picks because you not touching that basketball for the rest of the goddamn game.
Yeah. But but yeah, I really don't have that much of an issue with the list. I'm surprised Dr. J is as high as he is just because but just he wasn't like a rim shatterer or anything like that, like a Daryl Dawkins or anything like that. So I'm surprised he was that high on the list. But just I think he was the first guy to do a from the free throw line dunk and dunk
Yeah,
contest. And then
he did yam. He did the rock the baby dunk on Michael Cooper in
he
the
had some
game.
iconic dunks. He
Yeah,
does.
he yammed on what's his name
He ain't on a lot of people.
on I'm trying to Bill Walton. I know that's a highlight from the finals. It's like him and Bill Walton went up, and it was like no
Yeah,
chance. It's like, huh? Vince McMahon theme song, no
yeah,
chance. So that's what you got.
yeah. No, Dr. J definitely punched on a lot of people. But
But
but yeah,
I
so
get it
so
though.
so yeah, I think I guess because I think he was probably the first guy that was like known for dunking. Like that was like his game. Like at least from like the wing positions or whatever. Um. So yeah, no, yeah, I ain't mad at the list. I ain't mad at the list. Um. Blake Griffin being top five, but one the dunk contest. And he punched on a lot of people too. I ain't mad at that list. Normally, I don't agree with Bleacher Report. I don't. My disagreements is more nitpicking than like this is blatantly stupid. So,
Got you.
so yeah. So let's move on to trash talkers. I don't know how you would even gauge that. Like
Yeah, they
who the top five trash talkers?
so Kobe was 5.
Kobe was a trash talker.
Gary Payton was 4.
Gary Payton. All right, man. I mean, maybe we might have an issue.
Um,
Who
Jordan was
froze?
Jordan is 3. Kevin Durant. I said Kevin Durant. Kevin Garnett is 2,
Mhm.
and Larry Bird is number 1.
Kobe shouldn't be up there.
I think Draymond and Kobe should switch.
Draymond should definitely be up there. The iconic "You thought you was Kobe."
They don't love you
They don't look me
Yo,
like that.
this is on national TV, and this dude is
That's
yelling this at
on the
you
hot mic, yo.
on a fucking hot mic. Yeah, he's like, he's like, you ain't got no farewell tour. You thought you was Kobe? They don't love you like that. And he's on the, I think, is he on the bench when he's saying this shit
Yeah.
too?
Yes, he is.
Like,
Paul Pierce wasn't doing nothing, man. Oh man.
I,
Um,
to rattle off the rest, Reggie Miller was six, Charles Barkley was seven, Rasheed Wallace was eight, Draymond was nine, and Isaiah Thomas was 10.
yeah, I never known Kobe to be a trash talker.
Me either.
The only thing I remember Kobe really doing when it came to talking trash was in the Olympics when Scola,
Yeah, I think what was it? He started talking Italian to Scola or Spanish to Scola.
whatever language, I think it was Spanish.
Yeah, Draymond should
No,
be top five just because of the Paul Pierce thing. That
no,
shit was
I mean, yeah,
hilarious.
I never, like I said, I don't, maybe people enlighten me on Kobe's trash talk. I might have to get Slim. I might have to hit Slim up one day because he's a big Lakers and Kobe fan. But I never know, like even like even like the 81, like I remember Jalen Rose was saying like everybody's like, yo, why didn't y'all like foul him or like do something? He was like, well, you don't want to one, you don't want to send that dude to the free throw line. Two, you want to piss him off more so he gives you more buckets. And three, like he didn't do any trash talking. Russell Westbrook should probably be in the top 10, but again, we're not really leaning into the top 10. Um, but yeah, no, Draymond's too low.
So they said
Kobe.
Kobe is renowned for his bark bite and brevity. It was they said he said what who else could pierce through pro athlete's armor so consistently within 8 words or fewer when he called Dwight Howard soft when he was talking to his teammates saying that they were 2-ply toilet paper, dunking on Mark Cuban with an amnesty that tweet, and telling Pau Gasol to put his big boy pants on.
Nah, that's a great
Mhm.
American philosopher, Charlemagne, just once said, dang it, y'all.
And he was like, he said the Kobe declared, um, yeah, you said Kyrie once challenged him to a one-on-one game for 50,000. Kobe declared the matchup easy money because Kyrie was about the same size as Bow Wow.
Yeah, and I remember that, but nah, I mean, it,
Nah.
that was actually funny. It's not like it wasn't good trash talk, but when I'm thinking about trash talkers, I'm not thinking about moments. I'm thinking about trash talking. So that's why Gary Payton talk nonstop. So
Yo,
Larry Bird, Gary Payton, or Kevin Garnett, they should be. I'm not ordering them, but they should be in the top three.
mm,
And then Jordan and Draymond, because Jordan talk trash all the time. You know, at least from what people were saying, you saw it in the Last Dance, all the trash he used to talk.
mm.
Things of that nature. Uh,
Yo,
get
I'm
frozen. So yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, nah. Kobe.
I'm
That's it. Because
reading.
just that's like, yeah, no, Kobe. I've never heard people be like, yeah, Kobe, like, oh man, who's some of the best trash talkers?
And Kobe pops into your head.
Never heard Kobe's name come up.
Because what's it called? It was like even when he dropped like what 61, they say when he dropped
62
six,
and three quarters.
yeah, when he dropped 62 at the Garden, he even said, I remember the
Oh,
interview he
in the
had.
garden. I thought no, that was 61 in the garden.
Yeah, when he dropped 61 in the Garden, he was like, He didn't talk no. He just said he didn't say anything. He didn't shake nobody's hand. He didn't say
That's
anything
how he
bad.
does when he locks in. Like he
So,
don't. That's what I'm saying. Like
yeah, I'm reading what Gary Payton said to Scottie Pippen. They said David Stoudemire said in the Players Tribune piece. It said it was almost nearly 100 words. This dude said to Scotty. He said, "You ain't nothing anymore, Scotty. Where's Mike? Where's Mike at? I ain't scared of you now, Scotty. Hey, Scotty, you know what, man? You ain't top 50 all time. You want me to show you my list? I had you at 51. I had you at 51. I had Dominique ahead of you. Yo, what's it called?
you know what? You know what? You know what?
What?
I love that that was out there because when people try to give Scottie Pippen all this credit for Michael Jordan's success, like they like when you got niggas like Rich Paul saying Jordan is 0-6 in the finals if it's not for Scottie Pippen, like they're like that is that right there when dudes like we watch episodes of or we see episodes of Open Court where people were like they were like, oh, who was like they were doing like a decades list and people were saying, well, we'll put Scotty there because of the championships, not because of his game. When you got people like Isaiah Thomas going on there saying, if Jordan, Magic, Bird said they didn't want to play with me, but Scotty, you, when Gary Payton is saying you shouldn't have been top 50 all time, like yeah, that nobody really respected him like that while they were playing.
Yeah,
Great player, very versatile player, but
top 50 though.
he was not striking fear in people's hearts like like a Dominique Wilkins. Like Dominique Wilkins didn't make the list, and Scottie Pippen did. Like nobody in the '90s was saying that Scottie Pippen was a better player than Dominique Wilkins in the '80s and '90s. So it's just like it's just nonsense.
Never. Yeah, now that's
Um,
if that ain't coattails, I don't know what is, but it is what it is.
yeah. So let's go to shooters.
All right, so 5 was Klay Thompson. 4 was Kevin Durant. 3 was Ray Allen. 2, Reggie Miller. 1, Steph Curry.
Yeah,
When
I
it
ain't mad at that.
when it comes to the percentages,
I don't really care about that
um,
to be honest.
I was gonna okay. I was in the
I mean, if
top
you want to
five.
list them all, but I'm
Oh
like
no. I was gonna say in the top 10 on this list, KD is the only one who shoots over 50, who shoots 50% or over.
from the field.
Hmm.
That I mean, when you
And
think about shooters, are you thinking about field goal percentage or 3-point percentage?
3, yeah,
I know
because
he ain't shooting 50% from three.
no, he's shooting 39 from 3 his career. Steph,
Um, I may have an issue with KD being there. Where was he ranked?
KD,
Yeah.
4,
Give me the list again. Clay, KD,
Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, Stephen Curry.
bumping Clay up, taking KD out, putting Larry Bird in.
Yeah, Larry Bird was 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I mean, the dude walked to a 3-point contest and said, who's finished in second place? And then shot that thing and put his finger up in the air. Like, what are we talking about, man? I'm just saying, man. Like, what are we talking about? Kevin Durant could never. None of them niggas, but pretty much Steph probably would have the nuts to say that.
Yeah.
But
And I think, yeah, no, Steve Nash on this list has no, actually, my fault. It's Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver's 10. He has the best 3-point percentage at 42.9%.
oh, Steph must have fallen down then.
Yeah,
Because
Steph is
there
at
was a time
42.2.
Okay, because yeah, I was about to say there was a time where Steph was past Kerr for a 3-point percentage,
And what's it called? Lillard has the worst 3-point percentage up here at 37.1.
but he wasn't ranked very high though.
Yeah, he was number 9.
Oh, I thought he was lower than that.
No.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't think the list is ridiculous, but when it comes to Kevin Durant,
Hmm.
like I said, Kevin Durant's game and his shooting percentage is very high mostly because of his mid range,
Hmm.
which he's probably the best mid range shooter on the list other than Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because him and
but
Larry Bird on this list have the highest field goal percentages. Larry
yeah,
Bird's 49.6.
yeah, I'm not like when I think of shooters, I think about the three ball or long
Yeah.
distance shots. Maybe not necessarily three balls. Like, you got the Kevin Garnett 2 pointers. I ain't like foot on the line 2 pointers. Um,
It's like just step back one step. Yeah.
but he probably misses the shot.
Yeah, that is
Like
true.
like the distance matters. That's why So, but I think of guys like Drazen Petrovic.
I think he was like
Uh,
I think he's like 15, I think.
um, I think of guys like Kyle Korver, Steve Novak,
Mm.
um, Jason Capono. Like those are the guys I think about when I think of shooters. Steph Curry is the exception because Steph Curry. I don't think Kevin Durant shouldn't be on the list. It's just him being over
Not as high.
Clay, him being over Clay and Bird is bothering me. But
Yeah, and I they included free throw shooting, and Steph and Steve Nash are the only ones on this list that have 90% or over at the free throw line.
mm,
Like yeah, Steph Steph and Steve Nash are at 91.2 and 90.4 respectively. The closest person to them is Dame and
I
Ray.
think I think Steph might be the all-time percentage for free throws
I think so.
right now.
Yeah, so Damian is at 89.9 and Ray Allen is at 89.4. They're the only ones that are above 89 and
Yeah,
higher.
most 3-point shooters. I remember when I had like a little bit of a stint where I was making pretty much a knockdown 3-point shooter, and it was weird because I didn't practice shooting threes. I got that from Steve Kerr. Like Steve Kerr was like he made 1,500 free throws a day, and I'm like, wait, free throws get your 3-point shooting better? And it literally did. Like, it literally did. So,
Yeah.
which is strange because you got the distance, at least NBA to the free throw line is like an 8 foot difference. So you would think that that would matter a lot. But for me, I didn't have that issue or with it. But but yeah. So where are we at? We need to go to um defenders and goats of each decade. There's more because there's something I want to talk about when it came to the defender. So we'll finish with that. Let's go to the goats.
All right. So they had the GOAT for the 40s is George Mikan. The
Yeah, that's clear.
50s, the 50s is Bob Cousy.
Yeah, I can. I don't disagree with that.
60s is Bill Russell.
Don't disagree.
70s is Kareem.
Yeah, definitely don't disagree.
The 80s was the most controversial on the list. Larry Bird is the one for the 80s
Mm,
because they said you can choose.
3 MVPs. I get it, but Magic probably should because he got all the titles.
Yeah,
Um, but
three in a
three, three,
row.
th- 3 MVPs and 3 championships, 3 in a row. He's the only player to do that. I don't necessarily agree that he should be the only player to do that, but he is. I ain't mad at that. I don't necessarily agree with it. I think it should be Magic,
Yeah, I
but
thought it would be Magic too. 90s,
yeah.
2000s. Oh, ain't no reason. Ain't no reason. um, 2000s is Kobe.
I think that uh 2000s is Kobe. That might be more ridiculous than Bird in the 80s. In the 2000s, Tim Duncan got two MVPs, three championships. Kobe got one MVP and three championships.
Let me see who they had as the so they said the rest of the top five, it was Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Durant, and why does he keep on saying Kevin Durant? Kevin Garnett. What is wrong with me? Kevin Garnett and LeBron James round out the
No.
top five for the 2000s.
LeBron in the 2000s, no. Um, KG, no. He won an MVP, but didn't really do. And oh well, he won a Defensive Player of the Year, so he was doing it. He did on
So it
both
would
ends.
be
Shaq. No, I think it should be Tim Duncan. I don't think it should be Kobe. I think Tim Duncan did more. I mean, the three-peat matters, but that's where Shaq and Kobe kind of cannibalize each other.
hmm
And well, I guess Shaq won the extra championship after he left Kobe in that time frame.
Yeah, and
But
Kobe didn't win his
Kobe
fifth
won
until
his in well, he won his fourth in '09, I think.
and his fifth in 2010. Because they also say what they
So
did in the
technically
decade.
Kobe won four championships.
Yeah,
And
because it says what their numbers are during the decade. So
I'm
the
not tripping. I'm not really thinking about the numbers. I'm just thinking about what they did.
well,
Like what they did in that because like Kobe's a scorer, so like his points he's probably going to be the highest out of all, most likely going to be the highest out of all of them.
well,
And you know those,
they got his
huh?
accolades wrong then in for this because they said he was a two-time Finals MVP in the 2000s.
Yeah, that means they're counting 2010.
I guess so. But if that
I
was
don't
the
think
case,
they
they
should
say
though.
if that's the case, then they got the championship. Well, no, no. Yeah, they would have the championships wrong because they say he's a two-time Finals MVP in the 2000s, but he's a four-time champion in the 2000s.
Yeah, so yeah, they're definitely wrong. Bleacher Report strikes again. Yeah, because I'm thinking, yeah, I'm not, yeah, because no, he was Finals MVP, four rings. Tim Duncan, three rings with two-time MVP. Um,
Yeah, I would think it'd be Tim.
yeah, I think I might give it to Tim. Uh, I would give it to Tim because the Spurs never had the years in the doldrums like the Lakers did, like the Smush Parker years. So I would give it to Tim Duncan. It's like what was it? The Spurs had like I think they're like the only team for like a full decade to win like 50 games every year from since like way before then. So yeah, no, I think I would lean Tim Duncan. But
Okay.
it's weird because I don't think I would rank Tim Duncan as a greater player than Kobe all time, which is strange. I feel like I'm contradicting myself. That's why I don't like all time lists because then
Yeah.
I start getting in my head. Yeah, I ain't tripping off of that. I mean,
So
I would put Tim Duncan and Magic Johnson, but I'm not mad at who they have above them though.
okay. So they got 2010s is LeBron.
Yeah,
They said that,
that's not even a
and
debate.
the 2020s
Which
is
I don't like that they're doing because it's
yeah,
not
the
even
decade's
finished.
not over. Yeah, 2020s is Jokic.
Yeah, I'm not tripping off of that.
And
I think Jokic reign is over. I think if I think if I think if SGA can win another championship and another MVP, I don't think he's gonna win another MVP, but another championship, I think he could. Like if they did this in 2020 or in 2031 or 2030, I think that might change. Um, 2020s. I, I mean, Jokic makes sense, but now I'm thinking, I'm like, nah, I would, as a player, I would take Giannis over him. But I think one of Giannis's MVPs is in the 2010s.
what's it like 2019?
I want to say, I want to say yeah, but for some reason I'm thinking that he won in 2020 and 2021.
Yeah, Giannis is two on the list for the rest of the top five. So it's Giannis, Shea, Tatum,
You're
and
frozen.
Curry.
Yeah, Curry, no. Curry got a championship in this time frame, but nah. Curry's time was that like what was it? 2014, 2015, 2019 when they was winning all the championships and
Hmm.
he was a force. He's still a force, but he's 38 now. So yeah, no.
And last but not least,
Defenders. All right, give me the top five.
Ben Wallace is five, Hakeem is four, KG is three, Duncan is two, Bill Russell is one.
All right. Michael Jordan not being there is ridiculous.
They actually have Scottie Pippen ranked ahead of Jordan.
That doesn't even make sense either.
Huh. Scottie Pippen's in
Um,
the top 10.
I'm not tripping off of Scottie Pippen being top 10. Him being over Jordan doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because
Uh
Jordan's 13.
yeah, him being over Jordan doesn't make sense. Um, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if Scottie Pippen was maybe Scottie Pippen at his best as a defensive player might have been slightly better than Jordan at Jordan's best. But like we've seen Jordan, like the famous finals where Jordan went up against Magic. Scottie Pippen couldn't do anything with Magic, so they put Jordan on him. Even though Scottie Pippen was a longer player, like the longer player who matched up with him size wise, it was like when Revis went up against the Cowboys that one year. It was like, yeah, Cromartie fits the description, but Revis was the assignment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, we saw you do it for a half, and you got two touchdowns scored on you, so we're not going to do that anymore. We're gonna put our best defensive player on him. Then he didn't catch another pass for the rest of the game. So it's just like, and Revis ended up closing the game out with an interception. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't know, like especially Jordan before Scotty, he was so amazing defensively. So it's just like I don't know. I guess we're gonna get to the the Tony Allen LeBron debate that was pretty big. But like when it comes to when it comes to Pippen, I guess because Pippen, he was more of like his role was more defensive, so that's why you might put him over Jordan. But I just don't think that like even like Jordan led the league in steals multiple times. He was the first player to
Mm,
have 200 blocks and 100 steals in his, or 100 blocks and 200 steals in a season. Um, and I think I think it was I don't think I don't think Scottie Pippen's ever done that. Scottie Pippen doesn't have a defensive player of the year. I don't think Scottie Pippen has more all like first team all defenses. Um, you'd have to look that up since I got dead stuff here. But
right.
I don't know. I don't know like but just folk Jordan should be in the top five. Like I don't Jordan's probably the best. I don't think they have any guards in the top five, did they? No.
No, they didn't have a single guard.
Yeah, I think, and like we've talked about this before, like for some reason, like DPOY, like it seems like it's more of a like a big man award because, in all honesty, like I said, you can accidentally get steals. You don't accidentally block shots. So like you can get a guy like a Steph Curry or James Harden who doesn't guard but can get a lot of steals, but that wasn't Jordan's story or John Stockton's story. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, I don't see how you can rank Scottie Pippen over Michael Jordan. I don't. If you haven't won a Defensive Player of the Year, I don't think you should rank over guys who've gotten them.
He
Unless it's Marc Gasol.
Pippen has eight all defensive first teams,
First team, yeah.
and the closest he's gotten to defensive player of the year was the 94, 95, and 95, 96
Of
season.
course, the years that, well, 95, 96, he played with Jordan, but of course,
Yeah,
the first year was when he didn't play with Jordan. Um,
yeah, he finished second in the voting on both those years.
yeah, Hakeem, I'm not tripping off Hakeem. I'm not really tripping. I just feel like Jordan should be in there. But the surprising thing is, for me personally, I don't think Tim Duncan is a better defensive player than Kevin Garnett. Like I've actually watched KG guard all five positions. I never seen and do it well. Like Tim Duncan didn't have the feet for that. So I wouldn't put out, but I think also KG has won Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think he has as many all defensive teams, but that was more of like a game plan thing than a Tim Duncan's a great defender thing to me. Maybe people who know more about basketball can tell me, but ran like a funnel system, just like get everybody to Tim Duncan so he can alter shots and block shots, while KG would actually get out there and guard guys. So I think I think I would just respect KG's defense more. And that's probably why I give guards a little bit more because you can hide a guard defensively, but like at some point they're gonna match up with a guy who they gotta guard. While like I said, most block shots are off help.
Yeah,
It's not really off of like you guarding a guy and you getting a shot, you blocking a shot off. And but I know a lot of people was saying like Tony Allen, he came out and he said that LeBron never had to guard anybody, and then people were saying that, and then he was like, yo, like I had to guard, and he named a bunch of great offensive players.
Yeah.
So, personally speaking, I'm not going to say there and say that LeBron shouldn't be on the list because this is 99 people. I'm not sure if he's a top 30 defender, in my opinion. Maybe like everybody who Tony Allen went up against, they all say he was the hardest person to score on. I don't know why that doesn't count for anything because I've never heard somebody say that about LeBron James.
And I'm starting to get sick of the narrative that it was like I think Brandon Jennings, he was like, well, LeBron's the only guy that's ever been able to that can guard all five positions.
No.
It was like,
Out of the five that you named, Tim Duncan's the only one who could. Listen, I read books about Bill Russell and how he used to move his feet, go on guards, then be able to roll back and block shots at the rim. Like I've read these things about Bill Russell. I watched KG do it. I've never seen Tim Duncan do it. I watched Ben Wallace do it. I watched Hakeem do it. Now, are they going to be guarding like a Marcus Smart, a Jordan, TA, or even a LeBron? No, but like they're not staying with guys like that. But they can help keep the guy in front of them and then get back to their position. That's really all you should ask for from your big man.
yeah,
And but KG actually was probably the best perimeter defender of the guys that are in the top five. So I'm like, I would put Bill Russell is defense. So he's number one. Like there's nobody's gonna convince me that there's a better defensive player ever in the history of basketball than Tim Duncan. Damn, I'm saying shouldn't be top five. Than Bill Russell, but I would firmly say Hakeem two, KG three. If I had to like go with like the best big men to guard, and then Jordan would be either four or five. Jordan would be four or five. I may, it maybe not even. Or if you're gonna do all big men, like I said, Tim Duncan is out. If you're not gonna put Jordan in the top five, because I feel like a guard should be in the top five, and he's the only guard that deserves to be in the top five. Um, then you should have Ben Wallace and Dwight Howard.
yeah. And Dwight was 12.
Yeah, that's retarded.
No, no, Dwight wasn't 12. Dwight was 13. Kawhi was 12.
That's retarded.
Yeah, and
Wait,
Gary
hold on. Where'd you say Jordan was?
13.
So how is
No, my fault,
Jordan
my fault.
13?
15, 15. I wrote the five too fast. Yeah, Jordan's 15. Yeah, they had Gary Payton ranked ahead of Jordan. Yeah, Gary Payton was 14, Jordan's 15.
I think Gary Payton was the last guard to win Defensive Player of the Year until Marcus Smart won it. It's just to be guards getting Defensive Player of the Year should mean something because they don't give it to them.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think of all the guards that have won Defensive Player of the Year.
Was Moncrief?
Moncrief won the first two. I think the next one was Jordan after that. Then Payton after that. Then I think Marcus Smart. I think that's it.
About to look it up.
I know what was his name from the Hawks had a chance to win it, and Kawhi is technically a forward.
All right, so it was Moncrief, um, Alvin Robertson, Michael Cooper, Jordan, Peyton, Smart.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, Michael
it's actually
Cooper.
3 years in a row.
Michael Cooper was the one that I never cared for,
Oh, okay.
but
It was actually
because
3 years in a row that
if you
that
looked
a guard
at
won.
if you looked at if you looked at Michael Cooper's numbers, since everybody, especially when it's funny because people would say LeBron James should have won Defensive Player of the Year and Marcus Gasol did, which doesn't make sense. But it's funny because they'll go to counting numbers, which LeBron's counting numbers defensively weren't all that impressive. His highlights were pretty impressive because he was getting all those chase down blocks, but his numbers weren't all that impressive. But then we'll ignore that Jordan across every defensive metric had better numbers than Michael Cooper and didn't win. I don't even think he was ranked for Defensive Player of the Year. Michael Jordan like literally went to the media about it, like this is some BS. And so that's why like Michael Jordan prided himself on defense. So it's just like the fact that he's ranked so low or even lower than Scotty or Gary Payton. Well, Gary Payton prides himself on defense too, and he was named the glove for a reason. So like,
Yeah.
I ain't that upset that he might have been ranked over him, but I don't think he should have been though. Like
Yeah. It was like,
Michael Jordan led the league in steals. I think when he retired, he was second in steals all time. So it's just like, and when he retired, he led all guards in block shots. Dwayne Wade has taken that over since, but yeah, nah, cut it out.
yeah, that year.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
those three.
Tim Duncan should not be ranked over Michael Jordan as a
Yeah,
defender.
those 3 years. Yeah, it was 3 years in a row when Robertson, Cooper, and Jordan won Defensive Player of the Year. And it was like when Bird won those three MVPs. It was like, nah, this got to stop. And then it's just been big men ever since. Yeah, the entire top 10 is all big men.
And I'm
Smaller,
not.
and the smallest guy on the list on the top 10 is Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, but back to what Tony Allen was saying. I've never when LeBron was on the Heat and people were trying to make the case that he should be the best defensive player. I remember Shane Battier doing all the guarding for all the great players.
Yep.
So I don't understand how you. So if you're gonna knock Jordan for Pippen, you have to knock LeBron for Shane Battier or all the other defensive players like the Larry Hughes of the world. Now, again, it's not that LeBron isn't a bad defender, is a bad defender, though. Like when he got older, he was pretty. You know, he wasn't very good, but like that should happen because you're not going to be able to move laterally as well, as you get older. But like LeBron ain't guarding fours and fives on a consistent basis for y'all to be like, oh, he did this, and then they go to like him blocking Tiago Splitter's shot, like Jordan blocked Shaq, and it's just like who's Tiago Splitter? He don't shoot. The scouting report on him was when he catches the ball on a pick and roll, he's looking to pass, even when he's open. During those finals, they didn't even guard him on pick and roll because he wasn't looking to shoot. So it's just like he blocked his shot in the finals once, and you're like, oh my god, cut it out. But like,
He guarded Derrick Rose for a
yeah, and
quarter.
yeah, he guarded Derrick Rose for a quarter, and that was impressive because Derrick Rose was almost unguardable then. But I, I don't care. That's what I say. He's a good defender, but you guarding Derrick Rose for a quarter versus Tony Allen guarding him for the full game. Did Ron Artest win it as a guard?
No.
They list him as a forward because I know he was guard. People forget Ron Artest played point guard. Ron Artest was a big point guard early in his career. But yeah, so like
Nah, he throwing big elbows.
I and then I was watching like the 520 podcast and like B Hen was like, oh no, like LeBron, he ain't, and then he like trying to make the case like his offense is defense, counting as some of his defense as well. And it's just like we're not doing that. Like we're talking about strictly guarding your guy. Like I said,
Mm.
you put Tony Allen on Kevin Durant. I mean, Chris Paul guarded Kevin Durant, so that shouldn't mean much, but it does. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo, they said in the this where they wrote about Tony Allen, they said that Tony Allen was a 3 and D guy, even though the threes weren't going in.
that's why we need to stop making up labels. He was a defensive specialist. Like, why you call him a 3 and D guy with no threes?
Oh, step back.
Like I don't know why anybody would believe that Tony Allen wasn't better defensively than LeBron James. And then again, they'll go to the highlights. Oh,
Mhm.
you remember the chase down block he got? And it's like, so? Like that doesn't change how good of a defensive player you are. Where's Giannis ranked? Was he ranked over LeBron?
Yeah, he was ranked over LeBron. I just don't remember what number he was.
So yeah, it's just like, yeah. Again, his highlights don't make you a great whatever. And that's why they can make the case for Gasol being because Gasol was actually a really good defensive player. It was just like weird that he won defensive player of the year, but they put him second team all defense. Like that's where it got controversial. Whoever you put at center for first team all defense should have been the person who won it, which I can't remember if it was Dwight Howard or Joakim Noah. But like whoever that person was should have won the award. LeBron should not have won the award, but he was runner up for God knows why. Maybe because of the highlight chase down blocks. And we know that sports people don't watch sports. They watch narratives. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? You got to write an article. You can't watch every single game.
Yeah.
But yeah, anybody who thinks that LeBron James is a better defensive player than Tony Allen, I don't care about anything you say about defense. I don't care that he guarded Derrick Rose for a single quarter. Yeah, wait till it's the end of the game. He's worn out, and yeah, I'll guard him. Like, because he is the only offensive player. He is this era's Allen Iverson. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because all I know is when he went up against Kevin Durant, when he actually had to guard him, he would they their thing was switch everything. He wouldn't if they were like looking to set a pick to get to like for Kevin Durant, he would literally they wouldn't even need to make contact on the pick. He would switch. He wanted no part of that matchup. He was out there texting Shane Battier on the court, "Come help me." Of course, I'm making that up, but like that's what it was. Like, dang, at least let the dude like make some contact. Dude ran from Kevin Durant and put Kevin Love on Kevin Durant when no contact was made on the pick. You guys calling that an all-time great defender? That doesn't make sense to me.
Actually, yo, six players. Oh, one, two, three. Yeah, six players made the made the all defensive first team that year. Because Tyson Chandler and Joakim Noah both tied with 24 total points at the center position.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said
So,
the media voted Mark Gasol Defensive Player of the Year, but the coaches voted for all defensive. Yeah, placed him on the second team.
okay, that makes more sense then. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they made sure to put that in there. That Marc Gasol won the media voted Defensive Player of the Year award this season, but was placed on the coaches voted All Defensive second team.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Nolan Wells, young man who was found dead in a water at sea. Um, actually, I think it was a few months ago, but the stories picked up a lot in the last few weeks. And we need some answers, man. Like we need some answers. The story, they supposedly went to went to an island with everybody, came back without Nolan, but with his phone, with his keys. Then they decided to you know, he was found a couple days after that, dead. Um, Mississippi immediately said there was no foul play, which, when it comes to white and black in any southern state, you should always know that there's foul play. Um, the guys that are involved, like one of them was interviewed by that idiot Officer Tatum. How can I put this? Like these people were saying like they were really close friends and this that, and the other. They've shown no sympathy for towards this kid. One of them said for some reason that Nolan Wells wasn't completely black. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. Like, I don't understand why that even matters. It's like, oh well, he wasn't that black to be getting all this black sympathy. Like you like I really hate you people. And I'm not saying I hate white people. I hate people like that. Like, y'all. I wish I know what you did last summer would happen to people that do these things.
Oh shit.
Because it's just like I don't know why you got like it's clearly being covered up. Y'all have Officer Tatum pull up on y'all.
That bootlicking ass nigga.
You know something I found out about Officer Tatum?
What?
He was only talking about like investigating and this and the other, and that he was a cop. Like he was a cop, but he was like a spokesperson. He wasn't like a real cop. At least from what they were like, I saw a whole bunch of people posting on social media, anyways. Like he was like a police spokesperson. Like he wasn't a guy who was on the beat. He wasn't an investigator. He wasn't none of that. But he over here. And my thing is, you so worried about proving these white kids right or that they're innocent. You've done nothing to support, which I guess that's just what it is when you marry white people. But like you've done nothing to support anything. Like even he sat there and said that one woman, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, who got shot because she had a pot of water in her hands. And then he said it was justified. And then when the guy got sentenced to 20 years, he was like, he had to go apologize and talk. But you watched the video and still said that man was justified, even though he didn't do you literally said you watched the video and she threw a pot of boiling hot water on the dude. You watched that video and did not see that. Yet you were going on everybody's airwaves saying that. Like
Hmm.
you are people like him are the worst, the most despicable people on this planet because you're so worried about whatever image you're trying to uphold, and then you talking about you a Christian. You're not a Christian. Like, how can I put this? Like in the Bible, they say, like, I think it's in Revelations, and he says like there'll be people who will approach him and they'll be like, oh, we prophesied in your name, this did this in your name, did that in your name. And Jesus would look at them and be like, I never knew you. Like that, he's one of them. Because you never cared about the truth. You only cared about your narrative.
Yeah.
Back to Nolan Wells, though. Like, you, I don't care what happened on an island. I'm not leaving my mans out there. Like, I've only heard about this stuff happening on girls' trips. Which, but like they said, they claim they took a polygraph, or at least Officer Tatum went on these national airwaves and said, to his understanding, they took a polygraph. Then turned around, it wasn't a polygraph, it was a stress test using their voice to see if they're lying. It was a voice detecting, like, everything. Then their stories contradicting themselves. Then this audio comes out where they're asking if Nolan was dead, and it could very well have been that there was an altercation, because we've seen these things on TV and stuff like that. There's an altercation, you push somebody, their head hit the damn counter, and it kills them. It could have very well been a situation like that. And they did a second autopsy, but the body was too decomposed to really get anything more definitive.
Yeah.
It could have very well been a mistake. But y'all sitting here with no sympathy for this boy and his mom. And
You
that's
got
why you
folks
can't
actually.
trust these people. It's not like, I know some people was like, you can't just go out with a bunch of white people. He lives in Mississippi. There's nothing but that there. So I mean, it is what I shouldn't say there's nothing but that, but it's a lot of that. So yeah, he's probably gonna be in groups where he's the only black kid, depending on what town they lived in or whatever. But like, that's just what it is. So I'm not tripping off of that. I don't know why people were, like, it's not like son live in New York or like in a major city or something like that. Like, I'm just tripping off of, like, nobody did anything to protect this kid. It took me social media outcry for anybody to even do anything about it. And then they give this woman her son's phone back and they deleted all the pictures off the phone. And for some reason, there's people still out here saying there's no cover up or conspiracy. I'm like, like these people are so weird. Like, everything that comes to everything is a conspiracy, except when the conspiracies are right in front of you. There is no government conspiracy with the Epstein files, right?
Nope.
There is no conspiracy with these boys. But there's a conspiracy that black people are trying to create some narrative about these white kids to make them look guilty. And I'm like, and even I've been seeing like cops and detectives and stuff jump on social media, black and white, saying these boys should have been arrested, at least arrested by now, because their stories ain't matching up.
Yeah.
Just off of that, that would have got you arrested. But it's not getting these boys arrested. But y'all was out here crip walking when Carmelo Anthony got arrested, though.
And it was like,
Or clan clacking. I don't know what they call
whatever the fuck. Yeah,
it.
they're sitting there trying to say that what's his name? That there was stuff saying that Wells was using cocaine when they
Officer
did the
Tatum literally put that out there.
like when they said with the autopsy, the person's trying to do the secondary autopsy, they're trying to retrieve his throat. The body wasn't even, yeah, it's like there were pieces of him missing when the
Yeah, because he
second
was in the water for
no
days.
yeah, they said I guess the first person who did the autopsy
Hmm.
removed his throat, didn't, and they're trying to retrieve it back from the first
Oh,
person
I
that did
thought it
the
was like
autopsy.
something like chewed him up or something. Oh wow.
Yeah,
If this ain't a cover up, like what the hell?
it's like his mother who just wants to find out what happened to her son is getting is getting reviews on her is getting reviews on her website or for her job, getting 1 star reviews and folks saying, "Oh, don't go to her. This person is terrible." Yeah, it's like I'd much rather go to somebody else. I think she's a nurse or something.
These people are so despicable. Like it doesn't even make sense.
Like she just wants to know what happened to her son, what happened to her son, and y'all are over here trying to sabotage her workspace.
People have been sending death threats to her. Like, why would somebody? She never even accused anybody. She just wants to know what happened. Why do you need to? Because y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what them boys did to him. Sometimes I wish this. I wish this. I mean, I would probably be struck down by now, but sometimes I'd be looking around and being like, bruh, like this need to go to Old Testament days, yo. Like we need to get like some real Sodom and Gomorrah pillar of fire type stuff. Like these people are so vile. Like I don't even want to call them people. Those boys did something to that boy.
And like you said, if it was an accident, say it was an accident. Don't turn around and try to cover it up as best as you can. If you, it's like it,
I just really hope something comes from this. I really do. Like we can't keep having this stuff happen, to anybody. To anybody, man. Like we can't let murderers run around the streets, But guess what? Even if they did, I think they're like I think they're teenagers. So most likely, even if they did find out that they killed them, they probably gonna be tried as young as youths and do a few years in juvie and like and the boys still don't get no justice. So it's just like this is disgusting, man. Officer Tatum is probably the most disgusting black person I've seen in my life.
And what makes it like this is
He's worse
his
than Candace Owens.
like he is on a meteor run like no other right now, trying to defend these boys.
That he don't know.
Hey, that is fucking ridiculous.
Dude been caught lying on national TV so much trying to defend these boys. He's not helping them. Like,
And I don't even want to ask. I don't even want to be like, the question is why? Why do you feel the need that you have to jump into this and defend? Do your it's like you say, he's trying to defend them. He's basically sabotaging them. Like the question is why? Why do you feel the need that you have to do this? That you need to
because he
stand up for
built
them?
his whole platform off of that. I saw this post earlier today, and it was like the white people that be co-signing the black people who do nothing but talk trash about black people. You don't care about black voices. You care about white voices coming from black faces or something along those lines. And that was one of the things. Like he's been on the podcast, or he did an episode with us on the podcast. My former mentor, John, like he was sending me stuff, and I'm like, bro, why everything you send me about black people is never uplifting? You mean to tell me that there's nothing black people do right? And then like he said some wild stuff about Charlie Kirk or whatever, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm out. I just can't do this. This relationship ain't working for me. Because if you still can't see it after this,
Yeah.
but it's Christian values. They ain't nothing. I read the Bible cover to cover. I ain't never seen what these people be talking about, yo. Cover
They
to cover,
just
I've never
they
seen
just making up
what
shit.
these people talk. Like I've never seen the beliefs that these people got. There's nothing wrong with being a black conservative. You don't have to be a white defender to be a black conservative. That's the issue that I have with it.
Like this woman just wants to know what happened to her son, and folks are really out
And
here.
except for trying to find out what happened to her son, this
You,
nigga going around trying to find out if these boys are or how to make these boys look as innocent as possible. That's why we know you never been a real cop because you don't care about the truth. You only care about your narrative. You only care about your talking points. You only care about whatever the fuck. I hate people like that, man. I truly do.
who you telling? It's like just fine. Like it's like the boy just need justice.
That's it.
It's like his mom just wants to feel, yeah, mom just wants closure. And y'all are finding every way to continue. Yeah, everyone's just finding a way to make her suffer even more than she's already suffering. She lost her fucking son. He was about to go to college.
And you want to know the crazy thing about the Nolan Wells thing, and
Mm.
this is gonna be my last point. We literally see that these people always try to demonize these black people when they do these when things happen to them. They tried everything to demonize Carmelo Anthony. The only from his past, they couldn't find nothing. So the only thing they did, oh, he must have been some kind of troublemaker because he brought a knife to the thing. Even though to this day they put out no media about what this weapon actually looked like. No media outlet has put out the weapon. No bloody thing that was recovered from the scene, nothing. But the media had the glove, OJ's glove, all over everything. We'll get to that. That's a talk. That's a conversation for another day.
Mm.
They said nothing about this boy being a troublemaker, being anything, and this thing's been going on for weeks. They've been able to find nothing on this kid to even show that he deserved, like to try to spin it that he deserved what he got. But yeah, here we are. They're still sending this woman death threats and threatening her job and doing all kinds of things just because she wants to know what happened to her child. I've seen this woman point no fingers at nobody, but it is unusual that they gave her that boy's phone back and nothing was on it. And none of y'all think that that's unusual. It's because you want black people to suffer. Because you think your suffering is because of black people, and your suffering is because you've always been a piece of shit. There's nothing good about you. All right, last topic. Man, we ain't done a podcast for this long in a long time. We're
No.
2 hours in. I guess that's what y'all get for for us being out for a while. Um, Tuskegee, the college, implemented a dress code. I'm gonna be very brief with this.
All
Put
right.
some fucking clothes on. We can't wear do-rags and bonnets. You don't go to your job dressing like that. You don't go to church dressing like that. Why you could, there was no point in your school life that you could dress like that. See, there was never a time that you could walk around your school with a do-rag or a bonnet or pajama. Actually, I shouldn't say, because I know they do pajama day a lot
Yeah.
nowadays. But I've seen that more in like the elementary school than the higher schools. But they do the pajama day in the higher schools. I remember when people started wearing pajama pants in our school, and they were like, "Wait, that ain't a part of the dress code. Oh, let's add it." Because why the hell y'all come in here dressed like that? Like, put some fucking clothes on, yo. What are we doing? You just roll out of bed and why why do you want to come to school like your breath stink? Looking like your breath stink. Why do you want to come to school looking like you didn't brush your teeth? Like, get out of here, man. Stop it. Stop. This is not an attack on blackness. This is an attack on dinginess. Carry your dingy ass back to your fucking dorm and put some fucking clothes on and wash your mouth.
An attack on dinginess is crazy.
This, this makes me more mad than LeBron being ranked top 25 in defensive players. This makes me more mad than that. Because what are we talking about, man? We're preparing you for life in this institute. This is a prestigious institute when it comes to Black excellence. So we need to carry ourselves excellently, period.
And y'all
If you
and
don't like it, go to some other college where they love your bonnet wearing, uh, pajama pants wearing, do rag wearing behind. Like, I don't know why we doing this. That's it. Put some clothes on. That's my only thing. Go ahead, Zero.
yeah, like the fact that the fact that they implemented this and y'all are so up in arms, it feels like it felt like where your brain is at in this situation is in the wrong place. Like they had a video of this one girl talking about, oh, we had to fight to get locks and braids accepted in the workforce, and y'all, and the way that she said this was as if it was white folks who's enforcing this versus there were folks in the comments. It was like, you do know that this is a HBCU, right? Like you do know it's folks are trying to make it seem as if it's a we have to conform to we have to conform to white folks. It's like you claim how much you fought for braids and locks. What is the not it's like what is the reason why you're trying to fight for keeping your bonnet on in class or wearing a bonnet to class? Like, where's the discrimination there? We want you to look at your best at all times because when you go into the workforce, when you leave school, that's the one thing you're going to have to do, especially depending on what you're going to school for. You're going to have to look your best at all times. You don't is like you don't wear a bonnet on first dates. Any dates. You don't wear them to work. You don't wear it to job interviews. You don't wear them to the club. Whenever you're looking at your best, the last thing you're going to do is throw on something that throws everything off.
Brother.
It's like you're not going to do that because you know when you're looking at your best, it's going to be from top to bottom. You're never going to throw on your best dress, put on your best shoes, have your best makeup on, and then throw on the bonnet that you're going to sleep in later on tonight, and then head to whatever establishment that you're going to go to. You're never going to do that. Like, why do you feel like you need to go to class that way? And it's like when then, like I said, but when I said to you before, because one chick said something about she had a class that was 8 minutes away. She ain't got time to put. She ain't got time to do her hair before she goes to class. It was like you got all the time in the world. No, he's like you got no problem staying up, yeah, staying out late, but you got a problem getting up early and getting yourself together though. So, like you said, you just want to wake up, yawn, literally roll out of the bed, put on some house shoes, and just walk over to the school and walk over to your first class. That's basically what it sounds like.
My thing is, ain't none of y'all parents raised y'all to have no class, no dignity. You not in college because your parents was garbage. So stop walking around here looking like garbage. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying that your bonnets. You know, like when people was like complaining about it, like for the airport, I was like, I don't really care nothing about that. It's the freaking airport. This
Yeah,
is school. This is class. This is like we really out here doing stuff. And like I said, there used to, there used to be a time where HBCUs really took that seriously, just because of how they were perceived by white people. So it's just like we shouldn't lose that.
yeah,
What do we know?
yeah, yeah.
Anyways, let's wrap this up. Like I said, we ain't done a podcast for this long. in a very
Mm.
long time. Um, I'm gonna go with my parting shot first, and that's the great American philosopher Aaron Magruder once had a episode of the Boondocks, and it was the Catcher Freeman episode, and at the end, this didn't happen during the episode, but at the end, they're singing a song, and it's like, "Won't you get our black asses out of here?" And so, in the song, they say, "Sing that motherfucker now." Master Colonel, you's a bitch, nigga. So I say that to say this. Brandon Tatum, you a bitch,
Bitch, nigga.
nigga. That's what I got. That's my parting shot. Brandon Tatum, you a bitch, nigga. Bitch, nigga.
Bitch, nigga.
That's all I have to say. That's my parting shot. Brandon Tatum.
Ta- Tatum sucking off these crackers. Oh my goodness. But my parting shot is Paul Pierce. You thought you was Kobe.
Drake,
You thought you was Kobe. They don't love you like that.
they don't love you like that. Same thing with Tatum, trying to get all the white people on his side. They don't love you like that.
Exactly. Because because even all the bootlicking that you're doing, you still a nigga to them. All that bootlicking, you still a nigga. Remember Myron Gaines? He thought he could tap dance for all these white folks, and then he went on he went into a whites only spaces, and they kicked his ass out, and they started flaming that nigga after he got kicked off.
Not only that, remember Tatum, they wouldn't let him talk at the Charlie Kirk boy.
It was like they don't give
That nigga shed tears shed them fake ass crocodile tears on camera for no reason.
that won't tears. He was sweating. He was sweating, trying to cry. Those weren't tears. That nigga was over there losing electrolytes.
On that note, it's late, y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening. Thank y'all so much for staying with us for the last 2 hours and some technical difficulties. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll see you next week.